My name's Trooper Moss. Been with the State Patrol for almost 23 years, and this is my newly commissioned explosive detection canine, and his name is Shadow. He is my first explosive detection dog.
We have a handler who knew of a former communications officer out of Marysville that he knew was involved in rescues and knew we were having a class coming up.
The pit bull pen takes in dogs that are otherwise homeless or strays or returns from adoptions that maybe didn't pan out. I took 2 dogs to the assessment in Yakima in September. Funny thing is I didn't anticipate Shadow being the one that was picked. I thought it was going to be the other way around.
So Shadow's assessment, he showed us that he was very interested in his toy more than anything else, and that he was willing to hunt for it. Eventually we end up throwing it in some tall brush where they can't see. We spin them around, disorient them before they get to go, so that they have to use their nose to try to find it, because that's what ultimately we're asking them to do, is to use their nose to find odor, and then they associate that odor with their toy. Shadow blew every other dog there out of the water, so he was the only one that wouldn't stop hunting for the toy once we threw it and he couldn't see it. So the other dogs, not so much. Shadow, amazing.
We do over 400 hours of training prior to certification. Shadow ended up choosing me. I was going to change Shadow's name prior to certification, and I inquired about the name. The person that had rescued Shadow and fostered Shadow had noticed that anywhere they walked in the house, he would just follow them around like a shadow. And so I thought that was just so neat that I decided not to change his name. So we're responsible for the security and screening of the ferry system. So long story short, I work out of Coleman Dock, all the ferries that touch Coleman Dock, Fauntleroy or West Seattle, Vashon, which is North Vashon Island, and Tahlequah, and Point Defiance in Tacoma.
I would just like to thank the State Patrol for giving the opportunity to shelter dogs to become working dogs and give them a job.
If we can give them a chance, I love that they get a chance at having a life that they love, because they don't always make the best pets because of their high drives, and that they need something to do, they need a job. They also cost a lot less for us to purchase.
This has been one avenue for Shadow that he's had success.
They're work dogs. So when Shadow goes home, it's not as fun as coming to work. So Shadow loves to come to work. He loves it. When I leave the house without him, my wife tells me that he whines and whines and whines because he just wants to come to work, because work is more fun for him.
So technically, the State Patrol is fostering Shadow. At this point, he is, I would consider, a long-term foster. He did make it.
It's just about finding the dog that has those drives, and sometimes rescues are the best.